All right, welcome everybody to another amazing episode of Diz Debate. We are so happy to see you. We do apologize because Dean and Olivia are out at Disneyland Paris right now, and they did not invite the rest of us. So here we are. But that kind of goes right along with what we're going to talk about this week because we're going to talk about COVID in the Disney parks, and more importantly, we're going to talk about what we do to stave off insanity while we're not there at the Disney parks. What do we do when our friends are on Pirates and we are not? And so it's a hard feeling to deal with. But first, we're going to do some introductions. I'm Jackson. I'm Disneyland Man's Instapics on Instagram. Joe, how are you today?
I'm excellent, amazing, wonderful. Just non-stop thinking about the next trip. That's how what today's one's about. I'm Joe,
Mhm.
Joe of the Years. You can find me everywhere on social handle. It'll be down here. Wait, down here. Wait, look at that. It's my name. Hey.
And Johnathan, how are you today? It's good to have you back.
Hi, it's good to be back. I'm Jeffin underscore MC131, and I'm the host of Straight Onto Disney Pod, and it's lovely to be back.
Nice. Well, we're glad to have you. We really are. Tom, it is your first time on the podcast. How are you today?
I'm good. You can find us Tom02 Disney on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Funnily enough, I don't have to wait very long to wait for a Disney trip because mine's in 2 weeks.
Hey,
Show
all right.
off.
Oh, look at that.
Show off.
I've still got 68 days. It's still far off. I still have time to save up money for ridiculous things. Um, Adam, how are you today?
Yeah, all good, mate. Good to see you guys. Adam
Yeah.
from the Diz podcast and also co-host of the Diz Load. Good to be on this one.
Perfect. Well, it's good to have you back, Adam. We're happy to have you. And Matty, how are you today? It's also good to have you back.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me back. You can find me at WDW Matty on Instagram.
Fantastic. Well, this is going to be a good one. We were all pumped about this in the group chat before we were coming in here, so we're ready to just dive in. So let's just talk about let's kind of set the stage a little bit, and let's talk about what happened to the Disney parks during COVID and sort of what perks we lost and what was. I don't know. I don't know if this is a COVID thing or not. But something I was kind of devastated to find out is that Disney World doesn't do um, their like merchandise delivery service anymore. So you can't buy stuff in the park and then have it sent to your room anymore. I don't know if that's a COVID thing, but it's definitely gone since COVID, and I am really bummed about that because I thought that was such a premium, cool feature, and I know it was kind of hectic for cast members, but man, that saved me a lot of trouble down the road. So I don't know. That's one thing I'm kind of sad about that's lost.
Yeah, it's one of those luxuries in it that you don't realize that you miss until it's really gone because being able to spend the park day not having to carry around these bags and bags of merchandise. Whilst you could you go onto the rides and enjoy yourself, and you get back to your room and it's there. It's all magical. It adds to the experience, and it's a shame we lost it. I think you're right. It is since COVID, and don't think we've seen much of a return of it coming back. But yeah, it's a shame. Another thing we lost during COVID and for a couple of years afterwards was the dining plan. We didn't have a dining plan for 2 years after COVID, which for Walt Disney World it sucked because whenever I've gone through Disney and staying on site, I've always had a dining plan, and that's such a massive thing for me to
So
get it.
the dining plan was just a massive benefit, especially coming from the UK, where a lot of Disney holidays, especially if you're staying in a premium resort, had an amazing dining plan. I remember the time before it was you could like double up your dining credits, and we were going to like all like the like really fancy restaurants because we would eat off site some days. So we went to like Le Cellier, and we were doing like character dining that would usually cost like an arm and leg, and then just to pay the tips on that was just incredible. But the first time we went back after COVID, after they'd like scrapped the dining plan. I don't know what it's like now. I don't know like how it operates now. If anyone has experienced the dining plan since then,
It's the
but the
same as when
last
it
time I
like
went, we
wasn't.
just had gift cards. So we just got like I think it was like a $300 gift card we could just use on any food. But then it ran out really fast.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing when you're doing these like higher end dining experiences, which would usually cost like two dining plan credits or whatever they call them. It don't seem so bad. It's $150 meal you're having for 2 credits. It makes it sound so cheap. Yeah, $300 just on a gift card. That sucks.
Well,
In
like
fact,
conveniently enough, on the last day, the gift card, I was just like went up to the checkout to just see how much is left in the gift card. She was like, "You've got loads of money on here. You've got like $300." I was like, "Oh wait, it like reset itself." So it's like we had to like spend $300 on food that last day to buy as many snacks as possible. But it's the same when the dining plan was you know how it was. Where if you're staying at premium resort, you get 2 quick service a day and you get 1 table service, plus you get 1 or 2 snack credits. I can't remember. But we'd never use the snack credits because we'd be like satisfied with like having all of this other food. So then we'd amount our snack credits towards the end and just like buy souvenirs to take home, gifts to people just out of the shops, like big like candy lollies and things like that. So it really did work out pretty well. And if you consider the prices of the vacations post COVID, they were like the same as pre-COVID, and you just weren't getting that. I think it worked out the value was like £1,500 worth of dining during the stay if you stayed at a premium resort.
Yeah, I think spot on with that. I think dead on with the amount as well. Yeah, but it's back now, which is a good thing because
to be fair, it's my first time experiencing the dining plan in June. Staying at like All Stars like a budget, isn't it? It's classed as like a budget.
they call it the Valley Resort, but
Mm.
honestly, for a Valley Resort, I think it's your best bang for your buck. You could stay in the Polynesian and the Grand Floridian and have these really nice rooms, but that's all you're paying for. You're paying for a nicer room. The amenities are nearly identical, but
We get like a free meal. I can't remember if it's just quick service or like a sit down restaurant, and like a free drink, like one of each per day.
yeah, it's good. It's well worth it, and it's a shame that COVID took it away for a couple of years. I suppose like another thing that happened during COVID, the parks closed. Disney doesn't close
That
for
is
anything.
true. That's true. I mean, Disney had only closed in the U.S. for like a few days or a couple weeks at a time for like various things, and one of them was like 9/11. Like it was very rare that the parks closed at all, and even if they did, it was like an emergency situation, like a fire, and it closed like halfway through the day and then reopened later in the day or something. The length that they were closed was unheard of. I mean, does anyone remember how long it actually was? It was ridiculous.
It
Wasn't it like
was
a year or something?
I want to say it was over a year. It was a long time. Like it was just closed. Nobody at the time was going to Disney.
Yeah.
Right. It sucked. Nobody had anything new to like go and experience.
Yeah.
Which is, it's a shame. But it was a weird time. It was a strange time for the world.
It was. And I remember when they opened too, there's that famous scene of the cast members lining the streets all socially distanced with their masks on, and they let only certain amounts of people in per day to make sure the capacity was low. And that was just such an odd version of the Disney parks that we got for a few months after, or a year after COVID, because it was so different. It was so muted, and I'm glad that it's pretty much back to normal. I haven't really seen a lot of those effects. One thing that I've noticed too is that there's been a really big thing in the news recently about the hiring of the new cast members. I don't know if anyone else has seen this, but they're hiring like tons and tons of them. Joe, did you see that?
No, I haven't seen any of this.
But because I knew they laid a bunch off for COVID and for other reasons, and I'm really glad to see a bunch of them coming back. That's I think one of the last recoveries of COVID that we can see.
I think one of
Was
the things
the
we missed
was the
coming from-
virtual? Oh, sorry.
No, you're all good, mate. What I was going to say, to jump on Jackson and the cast members coming back, one of the things that we really missed was on-floor entertainment, like the cast members in Hollywood and all around the parks that were there, and characters obviously were all of a sudden at a premium. So it's great to see now, especially the last couple of years, that we're starting to see a bit more entertainment on the ground coming back. And yeah, the news recently of cast members now doubling in capacity, hopefully, that's just going to bring more and more entertainment and more bang for your buck when you get back into a Disney park. So it's great to see.
I think probably one of the longest, layovers from COVID with staffing in the parks was in Epcot's World Showcase, where all of the like international people from those countries, couldn't couldn't come and whack at Epcot. I remember going. So we went just after the US travel ban lifted. So that lifted in November, and we went like Boxing Day on the 20.
It's the editor here. We've got some technical difficulties, I mean, we lose sound, we lose images, we're a bit all over the shop. But it's only for a couple of seconds. So where I'm interrupting Matty now, he's basically saying how different the World Showcase experience was because of the lack of CRP cast members. Which is a massive shame around the World Showcase, because that's what makes the World Showcase great. I'm gonna cut back in now, and hopefully there's not gonna be too many more technical difficulties. We do try and resolve a lot during the episodes. You may see me a lot. I'm trying to sort stuff out, but it's okay. I'm going to cut back in. Enjoy the rest of it. It's a really good episode. We talk about Jaffa Cakes later. It's fantastic. You just gotta wait. Just listen, and then you hear a little bit about absolutely phenomenal British cuisine. Enjoy the rest of the video, guys. Love you all.
It's good to kind of have that experience back, because that's what really makes Epcot's World Showcase special.
Yeah, 100%. Couldn't agree more. Yeah.
I might be wrong in saying this. Was the virtual queue a thing before COVID, or was it implemented because of COVID?
I don't actually know the answer to that question. That's a good question.
Okay,
I want to say it was.
Yeah, I feel like it was implemented because of COVID, and then they've just carried that on for attraction openings. It seems like very rare that they will do virtual queues now. Remember the last time I did a virtual queue at Disney World was for Guardians of the Galaxy, when that was fairly new.
Yeah.
When I went last May, it was like literally just after they like got rid of the virtual queues. So I didn't even know what it was like to have to deal with it.
Yeah, I don't think I ever dealt with it either. Like on my last couple of trips, I just didn't even get Fast Pass or Genie or whatever it is. Now I was just like, we're just gonna wing it. And I know that's like somebody's nightmare that I even did that. Like, there's a lot of Disney travel experts that are gonna like pee their pants because I do my trips like that. But that's just how I do, and I am glad that they got rid of virtual queues. I think they're silly. I think they're dumb. I think the Genie Plus system is silly, but at least there's no virtual queues. I think that was kind of silly, but I have a question while we figure this out. Were the parks open later before COVID, and now they're not open as late? Did we have like extra late hours at Magic Kingdom and other parks? Because
I feel like extra magic hours were better. You used to get like early and late openings, but I think you only get like one or the other now. I mean, even Disneyland Paris used to get a whole hour before, but now it's like half an hour. Before, and you used to get a late opening as well, and they don't do that anymore as well. It's just half an hour in the morning for everyone else.
Is Paris dropped to half an hour? Like?
Yeah. Well,
Half
that's
an
what
hour.
they say. But I don't know if it's actually true. But
Yeah,
As I said,
when you
a few
stay at a Disney hotel
times.
or you're a gold
Mhm.
annual pass holder, you get half an
Yeah.
hour before
As
and
I said,
after.
I know a few times I've managed to get in. I mean, I went in October, where you managed to get in like still, unless it's only just
Half
for like things, maybe.
half an hour is just not a lot. It just isn't. I'm just gonna say that. Like
No,
an
no.
hour is
No.
enough. Like you can get 2, maybe 3 attractions in, but 4 if you're doing little ones. But like half an hour, you're writing an e-ticket and maybe 2 e-tickets, maybe. And if they're not popular ones, like at Magic Kingdom, half an hour gets you Tron, and that's it.
I mean, it's
You
going to
know.
take you like 10, 15 minutes to walk down Main Street.
yeah.
Right. It's going to take you 15 minutes to get there. You want to wait in that line, and then you got to ride that ride. And by the
Yeah.
time Tron's over, it's 4 seconds anyway. Then you're there. That's fascinating to me.
I mean, going on to like FastPass Plus, obviously that completely
It
changed
did, yeah.
during
Mhm.
COVID, and I think the real start to that was Disneyland Paris getting rid of
Mm.
their old FastPass system before reopening and changing that to Premier Access, and that kind of set the groundwork for everything we have now at Disney World and at Disneyland.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I don't, I don't ever, I won't ever pay for um, Premier Access or Genie Plus unless it's like an attraction, like when like Rise of Resistance first opened. So it's like you had to pay that like $30 or whatever it was to be able to just ride it without having to wait for 4 hours. But you know, if it's included, obviously use it if it's included in the ticket. But I'm never going to go out of my way to purchase that because
Mhm.
you know I just don't think it's worth it. And you know, there's ways around not having to pay to skip the queues, especially if you're just going in non-peak times.
I like the little thing that they do at Disney World, where like you can buy like 3 attractions per day to like skip to like get like the fast pass for it.
Yeah, but before
Mhm.
COVID, we had that for free.
That's
Oh, is
true.
that
Yeah.
oh, cool.
And see, I think this is something we talked about. I don't remember when, but we talked about the idea of fast pass, and like I'm with you. I just don't want to buy it, but that's just how I vacation.
Mm.
Like I don't. I like planning a couple nice dinners, and then I'm like, that's all the plans I want. I want the rest of my day to be pretty chill and like kind of what I want to do. And I think for some people, we've talked to what's his name? He had the whiteboard. I just forgot his name, but he had planned out his whole trip. Yeah, I think it was. And he pulled this up and there's a whole itinerary hour by hour, and I was like, hey man, good on you. That's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
and that for him, that's just relaxing, and that's cool. But for me, that's just not how I do. So I think that depends on preference and also your wallet. But I just don't want to do it either. It just sounds like so much work. It's not what I'm at Disney for personally.
I
But
mean, Fast Plus, I found that pretty stressful. Like thinking, like, oh, I can do this 30 days in advance, whatever it was,
hmm
to plan out like free attractions, like that space. And then it's just like I have to be at this
Yeah.
time, this at this time, this at this time,
It
and then you're just like
restricts you.
watching the clock all day, and
hmm
it's not relaxing whatsoever. It's like you can't really take in the experience because you're like running from one end of the park to get to your fast
yeah.
passes. And I think I've very much taken on like I just what will happen if I don't get on that ride. It's not going to be the end of the world.
So you're a
You
big
know,
fan
you-
of Disney in the 90s, basically. You want to go back in
Yeah.
time and just I want to queue. I just want to queue for a ride.
Do you know, I
Dude,
wouldn't
like
mind. I wouldn't mind if they
2005 is
brought back the little machines you put your ticket into, you get
Yeah,
your time.
absolutely. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
100%.
miss those. Like I only
Yeah.
ever experienced those in Paris, but yeah, I want them back. And they're cool
Yeah.
souvenirs.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
they are.
Gosh, I wish I
The only
could.
thing is where you can like fast pass is like in Paris in particular is like Big Fun Mountain, and then that's about it. Just because it's always Raid or Web, just because it's the ones that have like the biggest queue. But like other than that, we're kind of just wait for everything else.
Yeah, I mean you're always gonna catch pirates at like 10-15 minutes. Phantom Manor always going to go down to like a 10-15 minute wait. Hyperspace, Star Tours, or Autopia, they're all going to go down eventually, but Big Thunder is busy all day. And I mean, it's in the off-peak seasons anyways, you kind of know what rides are going to do during the day. During my trip in 2024, I went in September. If I was in Hollywood Studios in the evening, anytime past like 6 o'clock, rides would be like a walk on. It was great.
Yeah,
it was stunning, and yeah, there's definitely ways to go about paying, which is what they've tried to do post-COVID. Get everybody to give them more money.
they lost a lot of money when they shut the park, didn't they? And this is one of the ways of recouping those money, even though they're turning over profit after profit every quarter and shouting about from the rooftops. But they'll also tell you whenever a new payroll comes in for an attraction which used to be free, oh yeah, but we lost a lot of money in COVID, didn't
we?
Yeah, and I think too, like, something that's worth noting here is we lost a few attractions as well because of COVID. Like, a really famous example is the Mary Poppins expansion, right? We've mentioned this on this podcast before, and that was, we were stoked, and then COVID, and then nothing. Like, never heard of it ever again. And I think a lot of people thought, oh, it'll come back after, and they just were like, no, we moved on. We're building Pandora in California Adventure now. Deal with it. Like, that's just what they're doing. Back to here's something I'm sad that's gone is Disney's Magical Express from Disney World. I think that is tragic. Like, I will trade like a lot of other amenities for Disney's Magical Express. I missed it last trip I went on. I couldn't have used it going in, but I really could have used it going out. And boy, it's just that like, they catch you right at the airport, and then you're in Disney the whole trip. Like, that was nice. I have to admit it was.
Yeah, you gotta use like Mia's now, or Uber, or another third party sort of thing, which is a shame because the Magical Express was like the start of your Disney holiday. Getting on that bus and then being engulfed by Disney straight away. You had all the old cartoons or playing up on the screen. There was sometimes like quizzes playing along, if I remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's shame. Again, COVID just snatched it away.
I remember them playing like a goodbye song.
Yeah.
You all the way back to the airport. It was like,
I don't miss that. Definitely don't miss that. Nothing more tragic than seeing Disney characters like singing you a goodbye song at the end of your holiday, isn't it? That's
every ride's like, come back real soon, and then they're like, bye, see you next time, I guess. So sad.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way I wouldn't pay for the Mears transfer. For how much a Mears transfer costs, if you've got even two of you, you might as well get an Uber to your resort, because you can have you'll go straight to your resort. You don't have to go to like other resorts en route. It's just something really. I suppose it makes sense in a way that it's just going to save them money. And I think they use COVID as very much as an excuse to just say, we can just cut this and no one's going to care. Like, not no one's going to care, but like, it's like we can just pin this on COVID and say, oh, there's not enough people, so we had to like do this. I mean, the Magic Express was always run by Mears anyway.
Yeah.
It was always subcontracted out. I suppose Disney just didn't want to pay them anymore.
Which is probably the most likely thing.
Yeah.
I think Disney probably just used COVID as an excuse to get out of all these contracts they already had for everything and these expectations people had. They probably, they seem to come up with good ideas, but then I think in the long run, they don't actually realize how much money it costs them. Like rolling out like Magic Band Plus and things like that. It was just sort of like a money pit. It goes out, and now they're kind of almost backtracking what they were doing.
Yeah, I think we saw a big hit in the guest experience in COVID, just because that's what cost them the most money. Like, running shuttles, hiring cast members, training performers, like those things. We've seen it before when Disneyland Paris, Euro Disney back then, kind of tanked for a little bit when it opened, and all the parks took that. And we saw a lot of layoffs, and we saw a lot of budget cuts, and then it recovered in the early 2000s and a little later. And then COVID just knocked it down again. And so I think, the parks are an ecosystem. So even when, like, if we just closed one, we'd see that damage, like, across the board, So, yeah, and I did a little reading about this, and one thing that I noticed that is gone is somebody mentioned, like, toppings bars, and what they mean by that is, like, ice cream and treat toppings, right?
Yeah.
And they're not there. We sell buffets, but there's not, like, toppings bars anymore, and it's an interesting thing, just like little tweaks.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I like totally forgot about that, and I'm pretty sure like, I don't remember where, but we definitely used to have like salad carts as well,
Yeah.
which was like just go up, make a bowl,
Yeah.
harvester style. Jackson, you probably don't know what that is, but it's a restaurant over here, and you get a free salad bowl with your meal, and you could just go up and it's unlimited.
Oh, whoa, that sounds rad.
It is. It's like a healthier sizzler. Do you know what I mean?
Sizzler.
There's the tagline for the episode.
COVID and the modern sizzler.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure we used to have like salad bars too. And
Yeah, Restaurantosaurus used to have one.
yeah,
And obviously you had it for like burgers. You just had your basic burger, and then you go up and have loads of toppings and stuff like that. We used to love going to Restaurantosaurus for that reason, really. And like you said, yeah, just all taken away.
and now that's extinct too. God,
Yes. Yeah.
the carnival in the fair bit that all seemed to die after COVID in the dinosaur area in Animal Kingdom. It just like it. I remember going pre-COVID, and it was like I could still go on the Dinorama and get on that fine. After it, I've been maybe twice, maybe 3 times, and it was closed. It was always closed. The fairground games, I think they were open occasionally. I don't really remember, but I feel like that was really neglected after COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know, when did that announcement for Tropical Americas come out? Because if it, like, I want to say it was soon after, so maybe they just kind of let it. They're just like, whatever, like, it's not worth maintaining anyway. But a lot of those rides too were pretty high contact, right? Because those single rider, touch this lap bar, put this one, like all Disney rides are, but I feel like those simpler, like, spinner type rides are pretty high contact, and so maybe people also shied away from them a little bit. They were like, I don't want to, like, Astrojet isn't worth it, bro, like, it's not worth it, but like Star Tours, fine, I'll die for Star Tours, you just have to decide what you're ready to die for.
I'm one of those people. I will die for Star Tours.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I would
wonder
lay in
how-
front of a Star Speeder for Star Tours.
I wonder
Absolutely.
how that looked during COVID, if people were allowed on it, because obviously you're so like, you're not like squeezed in there, but like there's like
Yeah.
10, 12 seats per row.
Yeah, you're
Star Tours.
touching, like, you're brushing shoulders at least. Yeah.
And with all that shaking about, you would definitely touch, and you're more than touching. You're almost on somebody else's lap sometimes.
Have you ever gotten on Star Tours and you grip the armrests and you could tell the guy before you was really nervous, or like
Yeah.
kids never done it, and they're like wet, and you're like, ay, you're like getting your sleeve on them. I've done that. I've left them like that, and I've done that so many times. Oh man.
I went to Disney World last year. We went for May the 4th, and I went on Star Tours, and it was quite early on in the day, like later on in the day, sorry. And by then, like, the amount of people that like have rode every Star Tours, the Star Wars rides, like, you could just see how worn in all like the armrests and the seats were because of how many people have been using it that day.
Oh yeah, I mean, they get worn,
Yep.
Especially Star Tours. That Star Tours has been around for so long.
I mean,
Yeah.
the 80s. It's been
Yeah.
around since the 80s. Like, things that have been around since as long as Star Tours have like vintage license plates and like and don't exist. Like that's it's crazy.
Right.
So can anyone else think of anything that we lost? Like I think we've done pretty well covering this, but is there anything we're missing?
This is probably a little bit more of a niche one, but so Disneyland Paris has a very nice railroad, very similar to Magic Kingdom. All of the stations closed apart from Main Street during COVID, and they've only just reopened one.
What?
So you can't ride them to the lands. You can now ride it to Frontierland, get off and get on at Frontierland, but otherwise, no, it's a loop. And it was a loop since COVID. They blamed it on staff shortages. It's a very popular attraction still. I don't really know why they haven't opened any of the other stations, but it's that's what they blame it on, staff shortages.
I was watching a video the other day on Disneyland Paris, and there was they had the Discovery Lounge station open.
It was not open when I went last month. Just
maybe it's day by day. Maybe it's like a weekend thing or something like.
I mean, the video was up like from like literally like a couple of days ago.
Okay, maybe they just reopened it. Never know.
What is
they're
Disney
slowly
parks
reopening
and railroads?
stations.
Why is it so difficult for a Disney park to have a railroad? It used to be just like a consistent thing back in like
and now Disney World's Disney World's is on that weird thing too. It's so silly.
I mean, technically, in the one for Disneyland Paris, I know Lauren was on about, because when she went years ago, when she was little, to Disneyland Paris, they had like a monster truck rally show thing, and then they also had like the bull racing, the rink as well, and then they got rid of that. And
they used to have action stunt show with cars. I think.
Oh yeah.
Did they have something similar at Hollywood Studios at one point?
They did. Lights, Motors, Action.
They've now turned it into some weird like Alice in Wonderland themed BMX show.
That's wild.
But yeah, if you haven't seen it, you need to go on YouTube and check it out. It's something. It is something.
Wow.
It's something.
I know what I'm doing today. I know what I'm going to do.
You are right to say it is something.
You know what? Scratch it. Next episode we're going to discuss is the Alice in Wonderland stunt show.
No.
Worth your time.
Is the answer. There's your answer. No. Thanks for coming. We'll see you next week.
Buffalo Bills. The show was amazing. The dinner show with the live horses in the arena, and you all got cowboy hats, and
that was fantastic. Brilliant. It was so much fun.
Where was that actually? Was that where Avengers Campus is now?
No, it was in Downtown Disney.
It's in the village. It's still there. The building's still there. It's now just like a big buffet.
Yeah.
Like everything else.
Was it that massive like tent thing near the McDonald's?
No. It's do you know like the barbecue, the saloon bar looking place is opposite like is there an Nets?
Yeah, it's called Billy Bob's now.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, just after Planet Hollywood.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which now isn't there either.
Is it not?
Yeah.
No, Planet Hollywood. No. Anymore. That's shut in like, I think I went in like 2021, and they were planning on shutting it then.
Wow. Gosh, I used to love Planet Hollywood.
It's going to be Italian next.
What?
Yeah.
Another Italian, yeah. They like Italians in Disneyland Paris. I don't know why.
It can't still be the same big ball.
No, the ball's gone.
I was going to say.
It's going to be a big meatball.
Yeah,
that's a great shout. That's the feeling I want to see.
Big fork in front of it or something. I'd go to that. I'd fly out just for the big meatball, dude. So now that we've kind of covered what we've lost and we're all sad about it, here's another question we can throw out here. What did we do? What did Disney parks people do to stay sane while we couldn't go? And this extends to, what do we do when we don't have a trip? Like, how do you keep yourself like from being depressed while you're on a keyboard and somebody else is riding Pandora, or and they're in Flight of Passage or whatever. Like you're like, what do you do? What's your best coping mechanism?
So
Have another trip booked.
yeah, that's a good one.
It's always a good one.
I don't know if anybody else did this during the time. I'm sure many people have, but I used to go on Google Earth, and I'd walk around the parks, and whenever I got to an attraction, I put the ride POV on YouTube.
A virtual
That's
Disneyland.
brilliant, great. And then I'd go back on the Google Earth, and then I'd walk to the next attraction.
Wow. And what you mean by that is you click, right? Because it was like 10 feet at a time.
Yeah.
You just go, and then you go,
Yeah. And every time I got to an attraction, I'd watch the right POV. That's how I coped during COVID.
Wow.
I know.
It was a weird time for me for COVID because I was in that sort of like stage of like where I wasn't fully into Disney. Like I was like not far after leaving school, so it's like when you're a teenager, like, oh, Disney's not cool, and then it took a couple of years to get back into it. But I was at the time where like I was still watching like Marvel and Star Wars and stuff like that, but I always had like the one idea of like, I wonder if COVID ever actually, if it ends, am I actually going to be able to go to this park eventually?
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else, if you heard of it, or if anyone else did the Magic at Sea cruises they did during COVID in the UK. So Disney Cruise Line put on special cruises in summer 2021. So it was still kind of like semi-lockdown stage, where you still couldn't really leave the country. But they did cruises that just kind of like went out to sea for a few days, did a few laps, didn't leave the country technically, and then come back to the same port. They did like different ports around the UK, so I went to my local port, which like would never have Disney Cruise Line go to it. But that was it was a great experience because that was the first time I've ever done Disney Cruise Line as well, and it was very stressful. There was a lot of testing before. They kind of put you in. You had to go through, like shuffle through, do like a lateral flow test, and then just sit in this like massive like warehouse and just wait for your approval or like negative test to come through. If you actually were positive for COVID, they'd just give you a full refund and just leave. But then like obviously, like we were obviously negative, so we got ushered onto the ship, and but obviously it was face masks in all public spaces apart from sitting and eating. Up on open deck you didn't have to wear a face mask in your room, and it was a really great first experience actually for Disney Cruise Line. But they did such a good job during it, like all the staff were kind of stuck on the ship anyway. So they might as well go out to sea, do a few laps and come back. But yeah, that was a great way to kind of still get the fix when we couldn't really leave the country and go to any of the Disney parks.
Gosh, that's way better than going on Google Maps. My God.
I remember when Google Maps didn't even have like the street view, like they just had like pictures people had taken, and so you just had to rely on like some middle-aged dude who like knew how to do the ball photos, and you were like, oh, he did one. Yeah. I remember when I was kind of going through a similar phase as you, Tom. When I was kind of like lulling in my Disney liking during COVID. And I was serving a mission for my church, and so like traveling just wasn't a thing I was doing, and like Instagram just wasn't a thing I was doing. So I just kind of kept up on it, and every once in a while. But I remember one day, one of my friends sent me a map from a Disney park because like he went for some special reason, and I was like, I forgot how much I love that park. So I cannot wait to go back. One of my biggest coping mechanisms is the loops and the ride-throughs and any Disney parks audio. It's just I've been one of my side projects is I've been compiling a master archive of all the parks and all the Disney parks in the world and all their audio. and I just finished all the U.S. parks, and it's been so fun. And that's what I listen to when I study. That's what I listen to when I shower. It's what I listen to all the time. And so that's one of my biggest ones, is just throwing on a loop. I like Wonders of Life loop is one I visit a lot. Tomorrowland loops are one that I love. And then any of the vintage ones like Indiana Jones or Jungle Cruise, those are just golden ones. So I love those the most. Those help me a lot.
Yeah, that's so cool. That's so cool. Please share
Yeah.
that. Make that public.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
Oh yeah, once
I need.
Where
I
can
need
I
to
get
sit-
access to this loop?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to just sit for hours and listen to all of these
yeah.
that you've compiled.
Small shout out while you guys are here. There's a little app. It's called Subsonic Radio. I don't know if anyone's ever used it or heard of it. Yeah, I got a couple nods here. It's a Disney Parks loops and ride through streaming service, and it's like a little radio station. You can put in requests and they'll play them. They've got like 10 different like track things, like 10 different themed things, and it's awesome. They have one just for Polynesian stuff. They have one just for Main Street. I've been listening to that since I was like 11. I love that app. It's my favorite. And
You
the
can,
people who run it are awesome.
You can actually use it through your Amazon Echo as well. So you can just ask Alexa to play it for you and then play the station. So
Yeah.
it's quite nice background music as you're packing.
Tomorrow, so
Yeah, that's my
great.
favorite too.
It's
Thank
good
you
to
very
know.
much.
That's
Yeah.
good to know.
Has
I
anyone
don't know.
tried? Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
No, go
No,
go on.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like a great like coping mechanism for me. We've not been Disney Plus. Was I don't know if anyone else kind of played Planet Coaster or like Roller Coaster Tycoon back in the day.
Yeah.
But Planet Coaster was like a really great way to just kill time during COVID. But also, I put years of work into my own like Disney park and made it like the way I think it should be. Just plowing loads and loads of hours into it, able to use like assets from other creators through the Steam Workshop. Not sure if anyone else had that experience at Planet Coaster.
No, I didn't know you could do that. That's so sick.
Yeah, that's cool.
I spent a lot of COVID playing Battlefront 2, to be fair.
Nice.
That is fair.
Nice.
I think
yeah,
a big one for
it-
me when it comes to the the things that the coping mechanisms for COVID was like this, like introducing people into different podcasts and the community at large. And I was always a Disney fan. I enjoyed the parks. Disney Plus had come along. I just had a new baby daughter for the first time when COVID hit. So obviously you're like, okay, I need Disney content to educate this new child. And luckily Disney Plus was there. So that was a saving grace. But also then all of a sudden on YouTube, the only people who could get in a Disney park once it started opening, it seemed, were all of these content creators. And it was like, wow, okay, there is a lot of people out there who are like-minded, who are making content at a place that we're striving to get to and hopefully one day will. We had a trip booked in 2020. It was pushed to 2021. It was then pushed to 2022. So the way we softened the blow by not being able to get across the pond into Walt Disney World was to listen to podcasts, watch discussions like this one, and see the vlogs that are on YouTube as well. And that has just stayed with us for since day one, really. This is just our entertainment of an evening, and speaking to people like you guys on Insta and on here.
Yeah, I mean, like watching vlogs and stuff has sort of become a big one for me, especially like this year, because we know a lot of people in this world now, in this space. So you watch your friends, and yeah, like at the minute I'm eagerly awaiting every release of our very own Olivia's vlog series, and like is getting me excited for what's coming up later on in the year. It's getting me through, and I've cried at 2 or 3 of her vlogs so far. 2 or 4. She got a travel day one as well. But and that's another one for me. Yeah, watching vlogs, or I'll sit and watch the fireworks. I'll go
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
go and watch Happy Ever After, and sob, or or was it Was Harmonious at Epcot? So
Yep.
Yeah.
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 I'd go back and watch that. Phantasmic. You know, go back and watch all of those.
Mm.
That's like a pastime for me and Lauren, just watching Disney vlogs all the time.
Yeah.
To be fair, like the main ones we'll stick on is like Stephen Reese, Pedro Mr. Morrow, or that like the two main ones. We watch Happily Ever Charlotte. Like them three are the ones like we're kind of like swap between all the time.
Yeah, no, they're great. Steph and Reese are fantastic. Love those guys. Big friends of those. It's crazy how like easy it is now. I feel like post COVID, anyways, how easy it is to consume Disney content.
Yeah.
Is
Oh
it-
my
is-
gosh,
is
it's so
everywhere
easy.
now. It's everywhere. You know.
And there's always so much of it. There's so much new. Like I remember when I was young, there was like Fresh Baked, and sometimes Aadm the Woo, you know, and then like a couple like TPM and Disney Food Vlog, and that was kind of it. And there was like a few outliers, and like now you are spoiled for choice of
Yeah.
high quality, low light, awesome ride throughs, great park route. Every day there's a recommendation. Filmed today, Disneyland walkthrough, and I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is nuts that I can do this.
Yeah. You spoiled for choice. You're
Mhm.
dead on.
Yeah.
But it's great we're getting like different perspectives as well. We're not, you know, Disney food vlogs are great, but it's like it's this very polished machine where I think people are really striving for more authentic experience from people with personalities. You know, you've got
Fresh
people
baked,
who just
like
do
fresh
like
baked.
shopping vlogs, and they just want to like, you know, go around
Yeah.
the stores and just see. You know, I'm quite. I really like merch, so I quite like seeing like what's in the stores, or even like those like really quiet ones where like there's not really much speaking, but it's just, you know, it's more atmospheric.
Yeah.
So it's nice that you know, I think it's more about the availability of technology to be able to do this, especially with kind of the cheaper access to really decent cameras that people can use to create this content. But it's only like, you know, I suppose it's saturating a market, but it's really, you know, delivering like more experiences for people to enjoy.
Mhm.
There's a really good channel on YouTube called Pixie Dust, and it's basically just someone going around Disney. They don't speak, they don't do anything. It's like just a straight up just.
I watched
POV.
those. Those are actually pretty good.
And it's like they either go around like do all the food, the rides, the shops. They do literally like everything constantly, and it's kind of like makes you like have that sort of POV of like you just walking around Disney.
Yeah. See, this is something that's peculiar about me. I don't know if other people are like this, but I don't watch a ton of POVs. I watch them occasionally, very rarely. And I like the park walkthroughs, and I like that channel, particularly if I do choose one. But I just try to save it. Like, even if it's years between my trips, I try not to watch anything unless it's like a news thing, because then I'm like, then when I go, it's like I'm returning right back to the last trip I had. I'm returning back to those memories instead of like, oh, I watched this on my bed yesterday. Like, this isn't special, you know? And I think that's just because of how my brain works. Because other people can watch POVs for hours and hours and then go and then they're like, this is the greatest thing I've ever done. But for me, I have to like distance myself.
The only things we like me and Lauren won't do if we haven't been to a certain park. So we've only been to Disneyland Paris and Disney World.
Mhm.
We refuse to watch anything about California, Japan, Tokyo, or Hong Kong. Mainly the fireworks show, because we've always said if we ever go to them parks, the first time we ever want to experience the fireworks is in person.
Yeah. I did that with Rise. It opened and I didn't get to go to the park for like 5 years, and so everyone would tell me about it. I was like, don't tell me about it. I didn't watch it. I don't know what happens. And so when I wrote it, my mouth was just like the whole time. Like I was just like, this is what I've been walking past. Like, this is crazy. And so, but it makes it, man. It really does. Just doing the little changes really helps.
And it's the scale, isn't it? And I think that's something that came out of COVID. Like when everything was back reopened, because we had the ability to go onto YouTube and see all the vloggers, it was informative of what's to come for us in a different world of going to Disney World with the restrictions that were in place. So there was an education there, or re-education of what the parks is. Now it's a balancing act of, it's expanded on that, of everyone showing the hottest new thing on the day or the day after, and it's whether or not you want that in your prep and your planning for a Disney park. Do you want to see the latest food, or do you want to experience it, you know, eyes on for the first time when you're there? There's, because Disney parks and Disney holidays are so much more convoluted than what they were when I started going back in the 90s, where it literally was rock up, watch a show, go on an attraction, here's a restaurant. Now you've got technology involved, you've obviously got higher crowd capacity, you want to get the most of your trip. So looking at vlogs and looking at the way people do Disney parks, especially people that are like-minded like us, say coming across the pond where we're spending thousands of pounds and traveling hours to get there, there's a benefit to it, but also you want to limit the amount of new attractions you're seeing if you really want to experience it truly for the first time.
I think we've got obviously the World of Frozen expansion opening in Disneyland Paris. Probably it's next week, isn't it? And the week after. So I'm just going to be avoiding watching any YouTube videos because I don't want to. I don't like, as much as, you know, I want to support. Those
I'm
YouTubers.
literally there the week before it opens.
Yeah,
so
I
we've
mean,
got
they're doing all these previews at the moment, and I'm seeing videos come up, but I just don't want to watch them because I want to experience it myself.
So we booked our trip like a year in advance, and then we found out that when the actual date was opening, we were like, it's the week after we go.
Oh man,
It's so typical, you know.
If you
At least it's hardly quiet.
if you go to the Norway Pavilion in Epcot, there's a major spoiler for Disneyland Paris. So you know.
Avoid that.
They don't want you to know this. Disneyland Paris doesn't want you to know this.
Even though you can just go,
Does
like,
not exist anywhere else.
Do it.
I have a super niche one. I don't know if you guys have this in the parks across the pond, but there's a hotel across the street from Disneyland in California called the Howard Johnson. It's been there forever. It's a classic. I've never stayed, but anyway, they have a 24/7 live feed of Disneyland, and it's this little camera, and it zooms in on what it can see in the park. So like submarines and Matterhorn and Castle and Tower of Terror and like all these different things, and it'll like pan around the park, and it just does that all day. I put that on all the time. Like I just, when I'm cleaning or something, I'm like, that's what's happening right now on Mickey's Fun Wheel. Like that's it. Okay, so I have a question for everybody. Has anyone tried making food from the Disney parks at home? And if so, how was it? Okay, Tom, already a hand up.
So immediately, literally a couple of days after we came back from Disneyland Paris last year, we found that's in the cars bit in Disneyland Paris. They've got like a truck stand where they sell soup in it. I don't know what you call it in America, like a toasty. Or is it like a what do they call it in America?
Grilled cheese, man.
Grilled cheese. Yeah, I was about to say that's what you're describing sounds like a grilled cheese, but I don't know.
So it's like a truck that sells like soup and a grilled cheese, and they had this. So it changes every single day, the soup, and we had like, it was like a creamy sweet corn soup that has like Laughing Cow cheese in it, and
That
we
sounds good.
recreated that literally almost immediately after coming back, like to a T.
See, like
Nice.
I would love to give like park food a go, but I would be so useless at cooking. I know that I would mess up whatever I'm trying to make. I'd love to recreate the cheeseburger pods from Saturi's canteen. I love those things. Or cheeseburger spring rolls from the spring roll cart, because I love those things. But I just know I'm not good enough, so I'm not gonna try.
Not with that attitude.
There's an alternative to that, to be fair. In M&S, they sell cheeseburger spring
Not the
rolls.
same. Not the same. They're not good.
He was ready for that one. He fired that quick.
They're not the same. They're just. The thing is, right? From the spring roll cart, they're like this, right? The ones from M&S are like this. I like this. You know?
It's like something like it's not as good as the actual thing, but it's close enough to where it's fine.
I'd like to think of myself as a purist, as a cheeseburger spring rolls, and I will have nothing else other than the Disney ones.
You know what I see a lot of around here? I don't know if this is in the UK or not, but we see a lot of signs that say, like, you'll go to a ice cream shop or a frozen yogurt shop and it says, you know, we have the Dole Whip flavor just like Disneyland or whatever. And I try it and I'm like, this is fine. And then I go to Disneyland and I'm like, this is 100% better. I'm always disappointed. I don't get them anymore. Everyone's like, it's your thing. And I'm like, it's not. It's gross.
In Newcastle, there's a brand new place that opened in the summer of last year, where they sell like pizzas and they sell Dole Whip.
That's crazy. I don't know
It's the only place I've found in the entirety of the Northeast that sells Dole Whip.
Interesting. They're all over here. I mean, they're not as good, to be fair. Like the smoothness and the creaminess, you just can't get it. But like there's lots of copycats.
Smoothness, the creaminess, the meltiness, because it's always
The puff of bread. That's what you got to float, dude. The float. You gotta get I get the float. It's awesome.
True.
Have you ever tried a Disney Cruise Line Dole Whip?
I have not. Are they better?
It
Are they
is
good?
not. No. it's a pineapple flavored slushy. It's not.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But
They
you
gave it the
can
title.
get one with rum.
Mm.
Oh, that'll make it better.
Redeeming quality.
Interesting.
I like how we all heard Alcon was like,
Well,
wow.
I've been trying my hand at making mint juleps recently. I've been working on that for a few months, and I've got them pretty dang close. I gotta say, like the only thing I'm missing is I don't have crushed ice like they do, but I'm actually pretty good at it, and I'm proud of it. I'm glad they're not as good though, because if I could just make them at home, then it wouldn't be as fun. So I'm kind of glad they suck a little bit. Yeah.
No, oh gosh, there's so much park food, and like I see these videos all the time now, where like people are recreating the Ronto wrap from Dog and Bay 7 or Ronto Roasters. It looks easy enough. I ain't gonna do it.
There's such a decisiveness about that.
Just no.
Yeah.
I would want to take a crack at remaking pulp juice, but
Yeah, but that's just like mixing 3 different juices, you know, like mango, orange, and something else, isn't it?
I just know if I get like the actual just juices separately and not make it fresh with actual like fruit, I feel like it just won't be the same.
That's a fair point.
I've got a really easy one for you. If you're really craving something from Walt Disney World and you're like, I've got to have it at home. If you love a Mickey Premium bar, go and buy a Choc Ice.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's the same thing,
what?
isn't it?
It's not bad. It's not quite the same. It's not bad.
Famous got, one of those little, you can make cakes with different shapes. You can just get Mickey ears shape and just cram a couple of Choc Ices into that and put it back in the freezer. There you go. Put a stick in.
Jackson, do you know what Choc Ice is? I feel like that's
Nope.
that's such
I
a
don't.
thing.
Ah,
So
This is going straight over my
you
colonial
haven't lived,
brain.
Jackson. You haven't lived.
So imagine a Mickey ice cream.
Yeah.
Take the stick out and make it a square.
Done.
That's a Choc Ice.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we have similar treats. That's not the same. That's not what you're describing. Is not my beloved favorite snack that I get like 5 of every park day.
Every day.
Speaking of which, actually,
Dude, it's true. I eat like 20.
It's technically not Disney, but what's the difference between a biscuit and a scone?
Oh, good.
Or is there not a difference?
This is a question for Jackson.
See,
Because-
I don't know you got to define what you mean by biscuit and scones, because scones are like aren't they fried, right? I mean, they're like batter that's fried.
The biscuits I'm on about is the ones you can get like breakfast biscuits from McDonald's in America.
Yeah.
And then scones are like scones.
I feel like scones are more sweet, and biscuits are like they're more bread. They're closer to bread than they are to anything else.
Yeah, they're more
I don't
savory,
know.
aren't they? I mean,
I don't know what a scone is. I know what a scone is, but
Haha.
but yeah, I feel like that's my distinction. But I don't know. How do you guys make them different over there? Maybe I don't know.
I don't know. We don't like our biscuits are like digestives, you know.
Yeah,
Or
digestives.
what you would call a cookie.
Yeah.
That's a biscuit.
Culture differences. Weird.
Or Jaffa cake.
That's a cake. No.
It's a cake. Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's okay.
It's a cake.
Yeah, it's a cake, but it's a whole different thing. It's
It
still
is.
a name.
What is a Jaffa cake?
What?
You can get them in the UK pavilion. If you go to Disney World, get them from the UK pavilion.
Yeah, but he's got to pay like £77 for him over there.
It's worth it. Worth the experience.
Yeah.
Worth his money and it's worth his experience.
If you like your
Maybe
Disney
I don't
guys, you wait till you try Jaffa cake.
Change your
Um,
whole brainwaves.
Maybe I'm no longer qualified to lead this podcast. I've never had a Jaffa cake before.
It's basically right. A cake base, is a little like cookie shape cake,
Yeah.
right? A dollop of marmalade, which is orange jelly,
Yeah.
what we would call jam, and dark chocolate.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That does sound life changing. I'm not gonna lie to you.
They come in like a twin
It
pack
is
sometimes,
life-changing.
and I will finish a twin pack.
And you finish a whole sleeve of them, just
Yeah.
like you just open that
Oh,
sucker and
you
you just.
can't just have one.
No, you can't.
It's like Pringles. If you have one, you've got to have more.
I see. They're a grab a few at a time situation.
Right, I say we re-record this episode and just teach Jackson about British food.
This week on Disney Hot Topic, what Jackson was wrong about.
So we've got Jaffa cakes, we've got Jammy Dodgers, we've got penguins.
Okay, what's a jammy dodger?
Oh my god!
I'm just triggering you guys.
You've
That's
got
all I'm doing.
so much to learn.
Here's the thing.
All of these things you can buy in Epcot, so just go.
It's so exciting.
Man,
You've got a
my
Disney
lack of
Channel
experience at the
and-
UK pavilion is showing. Oh my goodness. Well, maybe I should start just getting some of your guys' food. That's my at-home thing. I'm gonna do the countries, and I'll just get
Yeah.
jammy dodgers and Jaffa cakes.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a good place to start.
It is a good start. Yeah.
Anyways, back on the topic.
Which one? Which one?
I didn't even know.
Well, we started with biscuits and scones,
We did.
and now we're here.
Let's do the one.
I love how it's my first time on this episode, on this whole podcast, and I'm the one who's caused the chaos.
You've derailed it. You're not invited back. You're not allowed.
I have been educated too much. You must leave.
Oh gosh, how do you even carry on our main topic from this?
I have a thing. I was going to say, actually. It's the whole reason I wore this shirt. So this is the shirt. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. You don't have them over there, which is sad. But there's this thing called Meow Wolf over here. It's an interactive art exhibit. And I can't describe it. Anyone who's watching will know that it's just impossible. But basically, like, the famous one is the one in Vegas where it's called Omega Mart. And you go in, and it's like this supermarket that has collided with like another dimension. Anyway, without going into too much detail, that is one of the most immersive and well done experiences I have ever been to. It rivals Disney for me, and I love it. And I've been to a couple of them. There's like 5 or 6 different things you can do across the Western U.S. Sometimes to fill my Disney void, I seek good experiences. Like that. I try to find the most immersive thing I can find, or sometimes I just make my own. Like I set up in a park with my vintage music and I read a book, and I'm like, oh, this is so lovely. And so there's things that like fill my soul in my life that I find the same fulfillment and magic in that I do find at Disney. It's not the same. Like, I'd still rather be on Big Thunder, but for me, those experiences like keep me afloat until I can be on Big Thunder or grab the sweaty armrests on Star Tours. Like those are my two, you know.
The cool thing with, like, to add to that, if you're ever in New York, on Times Square, there's a place called Rise. So it's like a little interactive museum about New York, and right at the end, they've basically got Soarin', but just New York.
Do they have a puff of bread though?
Yeah, no. See, that's what I'm always lacking in my life is a puff of bread, and I'll never find it unless I go to Epcot. And that's why I'll pay all the thousands to go back.
I mean, if you're ever in New York and you've got the itch to go on Soarin', you can just go to Rise, I guess.
There you go.
Speaking of puffs of bread, right? This is perfect segue. Candles. Park scented candles.
Thank you. I was going to ask about that.
Good chat.
Yeah. Do you know, sometimes if I'm feeling a bit like I need the smell, the waters of Pirates of the Caribbean, I'll order a candle. You know? Or like one of those.
Wow. Look at that.
Oh wow.
That is...
That's
Bath
impressive.
and Body Works.
That's a lethal weapon, my brother.
I'll say.
And then it's got like the Evil Queen.
Wow. Wow. That's
And
awesome.
like the
I'm jealous.
Hold on.
Wow, there's a dragon. That's
Let's
sick.
because this is the Sleeping Beauty one, and now they've released Disney Princess ones. They're only selling in America at the minute, but apparently they're launched in the UK in April, where they've got like
Cool.
they've got a Tangled Mulan, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White one as well. But that's like the Maleficent one. They're done it for Halloween.
Just hang on. This is one for Matty. Did you notice how we didn't say Ariel? Weird that, isn't it? Weird that.
I mean,
Go
The
watch
scene?
last week's episode.
That was a low blow.
I couldn't
though.
think
I'm
of
gonna be
one off the
honest
top
with
of
you.
my head. Right.
People's Princess, I was going to say.
I mean,
That was
Republic
way
was filmed
out
there.
field with that one.
There's one thing I had similarly you saying about candles is that the Disneyland Hotel in Paris has this very distinctive smell. It's probably one of the nicest smelling hotels in the entire world. But
I think Disney
before they
hotels-
used to
Hotels have
yeah,
a state.
that one is like particularly good. So before they used to sell the fragrance, you could find like I think it was like a Yankee candle that smelled
Yeah.
like the most similar to it. I remember like getting that one, just like smelling like the fancy hotel, most expensive hotel.
Speaking
brilliant.
of smells, here's a weird one. Do you know that speaking of Star Tours again? Do you know that kind of hydraulic smell when you're crossing the bridge between the doors and the shuttle, right?
Yeah.
It's very distinct, and I know it's just like a mechanical smell. That is one of my favorite smells at the Disney park. And if you get on an elevator that's kind of older and less like maintained and nice, you get that same smell. And I get in there and I'm just like, and everyone just looks at me so weird. I'm like, no, I'm on Star Tours right now, bro. I'm not here.
But yeah, no, like smells for me are a big one. I mean, they take you straight back to the park. There'll be things that I'll smell in a day and be like, oh my god, it's like Main Street Bakery, you know, even though it's just like Starbucks basically, but or like the confectionery, or like I said, water smell from Pirates. I love it.
Yep.
Puffs of bread.
Yeah, that's
Speaking of like, there's like a topic of like candles and stuff. Like Happily Ever Charlotte obviously has her own
She
brand,
does.
like Happy Ever Candles. We bought some stuff from there. We bought, I think, the Main Street one and the Pirates one, and they did smell quite accurate.
Yeah,
I always wondered about that.
yeah. She's I believe she's got one of the burning scene in Pirates, and that
Cool.
smells awesome. It's so good. I know it's just like smoke and burning, but it's so
Fire
good.
smell.
It's fire smell without the heat, you know.
If you want something very similar, considering where I work, I'm not going to say where, but we do sell like fragrances. And there's a specific fragrance from Mesa Margiela called By the Fireplace, and it smells like burning wood.
Well, if I want to see the Library of Alexandria burning from my home with a fire with a candle going, I'm coming to where you work. Nice little spaceship Earth reference. Get one in, isn't it?
I like
Yep.
it.
Always got to thank the Phoenicians, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I can't think of any more. Does anyone else have one?
No.
I think we spent it. Besides, okay, I will say this.
Find something that reminds you of the park in general, because pins are there.
Pins. Yep, that's a good one. I was gonna say, speaking of pins, I think the other way I do it is I bring crap home and I display it. Like I got some Star Tours glasses sitting on my lamp right over there, and I look at those, and every day it brings me just like about that much joy. But it does bring it to me because they're from Star Tours and they've seen it. So I think also just bringing stuff home, putting it up around your house, wearing your merch, wearing your shirts, putting your ears on while you do stuff like that. That's the kind of thing that'll help you too. You're like, okay, like I feel happier, so I can get through another day of this.
Yeah.
You
I've
know?
started doing something very similar where, like, so at Pandora, I don't know if they have it in the Pandoras in the US, but they've got a leather bracelet that has like the clasp of it is like a Simba, like the little
Oh,
drum
cool.
that gets done in the Lion King, and then obviously you can put charms in it and stuff like that. And what Lauren's been doing before now, every time she goes to a park, she buys a charm to add to it, and then I'm gonna start doing the same.
I actually
awesome.
wear this ring I got in Epcot about 10 years ago. I don't know if it's not going to focus. There it is. It's pretty worn out by now. I just got it in the Morocco Pavilion. It's like even split down the back. But I wear this most days, and that's one thing I do to like kind of keep the magic with me. Just wear it.
It was a really great experience in the UK that it happened kind of over Christmas period. I don't know if it's still going, but Selfridges, large department store, was doing like a Disney overlay over the winter period. And it was actually really great because we already had our trip. I've already had our trip booked for February. But in December we went down to Selfridges. We did like a Disney afternoon tea with some like really cool cakes. It was really good. But the actual store, the pop-up store they set up inside, had merchandise from parks from all over the world. I think at the moment they've got a lot of Tokyo Disneyland
Yeah, they have
merchandise
loads.
they're
Yeah.
selling in there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
There was like exclusive Selfridges pins. I managed to get like one of the like yellow Big Mickey pins, which apparently are like gold dust now.
Oh,
I like
Oh, you
it.
got one? Yeah.
So,
In,
wait. And I go.
And you got yeah,
This
nice.
is the
Yeah, 'cause
thing,
they
I
did
just-
Mickey and all of the Winnie the Pooh characters,
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
they? But yeah, the afternoon tea was really good. I'm not entirely sure if it's still going, but it's really great experience to have outside of the parks, especially if you can buy merchandise that you could only find in certain parks. It's a bit even like more of a bonus.
in Minnesota, at the minute they're selling the Zootopia 2 like plushy key rings and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, I just going back to like Selfridges. They do like a whole light show as well. The
Yeah.
big castle out the front. They do their own light show at like 6
Yeah.
or 7 o'clock every day.
They got brilliant window displays
Oh
of
my gosh,
different
fantastic.
films. It's amazing. And even even if you just go into the normal clothing sections, they've got some Disney designer collaborations.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about like items of clothing which is like into thousands of pounds.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
Wow.
But all these Disney collaborations, it's really great. They've
Yeah.
really gone to town. You go into the escalators, they've got these giant Mickey disco balls and like DJ playing.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I mean, me and Johnathan went as part of a big group.
Yeah.
Was it around Christmas time? After Christmas? Or was it
Yeah, it was week before it.
week before Christmas? A group of us met up and had a wander around Selfridges, so and we had a great time. It did feel like spending like time at a park because it felt that sort of special. It was really nice, really good experience. I think we're good. I think we.
okay, cool. I zoned out, so that works out.
I
I was like,
we're good.
I was going to say, was that just me who zoned out, or was that everyone else as well?
no, everyone. I think there's usually a moment in the podcast where you're just everyone's like, "That's it, that was
Yeah.
good," and that was it.
I think it is more than
I'll-
enough that we covered.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
had it. I think it was good.
I'll do the outro real quick, and we can call it good, gentlemen. So from I think we've had a really great discussion. We've covered pretty much everything we can possibly think of. But I think the really neat thing is that, again, we've seen this so many times on this podcast particularly. We all enjoy something different about the park, and we do the same thing at home. Whether it's candles, whether it's POVs, whether it's merch or anything like loops, anything. We just love it, and this is what we do, and this is why we're on this podcast, for the same reason. We love the Disney parks. We love going. We love Disney. We watching the movies, and I don't know. It's just cool to get together, and it's fun that the community has grown so much in the last 5-10 years. It's just crazy. So we're so grateful that everyone was able to join us today. We're grateful that we were able to have this awesome discussion. And next week on Diz Debate, we're going to have an armchair Imagineering episode, which we're really excited about. A little preview. That's why I was in my armchair today. So it's a Easter egg for the next episode. But we're excited to have that. We're excited to see some of these guys come back on another time, and we're grateful that they were able to join us today. But thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we will talk to you next week. See you then.